Alrighty, our next speaker is Chuck Buckley, and the title of his talk is Replicators in Your Garage. 3D printing is coming to a garage near you. Chuck has been dabbling in this and that for decades while he decides what he wants to do when he grows up. Just remember, getting old is mandatory, growing up is optional. Alrighty, Chuck.
Hello, I'm sure you're all familiar with Captain Picard standing next to a wall and saying, tea, Earl Grey, hot, and a cup materializes with tea in it. It's science fiction, but maybe not so much because people can right now create a cup. It takes a little bit longer, but it actually will print it out on demand. And it would take nothing to put tea alongside of that. But so basically, we're living in a science fiction world now. It just isn't evenly distributed. You know, there are stuff in the labs like right now that you would not believe were possible. A good example would be in the medical field, where right now they are actually literally using 3D technology and 3D printing technology to print skin onto people to help with burns or whatever. And it goes on beyond that point, even beyond what they visioned in Star Trek. Everything you see here is either available now in 3D printing or it's within development. The skin we've already mentioned. The bones are 3D printed now. You can get a replacement bone or joint that way. The organs, right now they are taking, say, like sections of kidney, combining with stem cells, sticking it into and then able to clone it and print it out. It's very much in its infancy, but the initial tests are very, very good. Now, if you take 3D printing, scale it up large and use, say, like concrete instead of cells, you can make a building like this. You can actually go out and purchase furniture right now that's 3D printed. You can get a walk-in closet that's 3D printed. So what kind of technology will allow this entire range? And basically, 3D printing is nothing more than the ability to direct and print out along a bonding material that along a surface like a brick wall. In this case, in a home printer, you have a red plastic fiber going through some gears into a heated barrel and then out of a nozzle, and it will just print it out back and forth and build up a product. You can design these in a CAD program, take that finished fixture, feed it into another program, it defines those layers, and then put it into a controller which will control that hardware. Now, if you don't want to do the design yourself, you can go out to a website like Thingiverse, or there's commercial companies now doing this, and you can download designs from there and then print them out. Like the next person here decided to print out Yoda. This is kind of the standard thing. As you see, the home printing is still a little rough, but it's definitely there. I mean, they just downloaded a file, and they were able to manufacture this on their desk. Now, you could go another way and just make a dedicated machine to make, say, Mickey Mouse pancakes, you know, and have those codes programmed in it. It's really whatever your imagination at this point can allow for. And so people will find out ideas that years ago they would not have been able to manufacture at home, and all it really takes now is an idea and access to a computer program. Maybe go to a science fair, learn that someone has a prosthetic arm, and it costs like $80,000 to make, but you know, maybe you're 15 years old and you're like, hey, I can make that, which is what this teenager from Mancos, Colorado did. He went out for $200 in total materials. He was able to make a bionic arm that actually is responsive to thoughts. Now, maybe you want to impress someone at Valentine's Day. You can do your design, ship it off to a commercial printer, and they'll ship you back a finished product. Or maybe you're just looking in your garage or whatever, and you're just missing one tool or part, so you'll just make it. It's really whatever you can imagine. The ability to manufacture that on your desktop. I have an idea, I just need to be able to make it with the right materials, and that's where home printing is improving. Because now you can do it in plastics, you can do it wood, ceramics, chocolate, I like, wax, silicone, sugar, many materials, and they're adding materials all the time. It's really in its infancy right now, but we're starting to see the true potential of this. We're really where computers were in the late 70s, personal computers where you can see the potential and you know it's going to be big, but you just don't know what yet because people have to think of these things, and we can't guess what those are. If you want to know more about it, the Northern Colorado 3D Users Group meets the third Sunday at Art Lab in Fort Collins from noon to 6. Make is a great site for this, Thingiverse. So I'm just going to say get involved. Thank you.
Okay, this is just a little too strange, but I don't get to see the slides ahead of time, and I try to think of like cute, funny things to say, and I swear I have on here, I was going to ask him if I could do tea Earl Grey hot, and I did not see your slides, so sad, isn't it?